How about you slide that over to me?
Everywhere's America. Everywhere used to be our country.
What are you doing in Texas?
I'm coming home.
It finally happened. The second season of 1923 finally reached rock bottom for Alexandra Dutton, and I doubt any one of us were ready to see her in such miserable conditions. I wish I could sit here and say that things will get better for her in the upcoming episode 6, but everything we know suggests otherwise. So let's talk about it. As expected, the 5th episode witnessed Alexandra finding herself in unimaginable situations, simply because of hunger. Since the train officials refused to give her food without anything in return, she started to work at the train's kitchen. Am I the only one who took a breath of relief when she was offered a job there? Because, let's be honest, working is millions times better than begging for food in any condition. Unfortunately, though, this does not necessarily make working easy. On the contrary, not only she met with some boogie British people who came across condescending to the Americans, well, at least they felt like that to me, but also she met a terrible man who expected terrible things from her. I mean, it is crazy to see that how horrible man exists in every single corner. Like, this woman cannot take a break at this point, and I don't know about you guys, but I've had it enough already. At first, she was ready to swallow his assault and move on as if nothing has happened. She needs this job after all. But when he raped her in front of everyone without any shame, I think we all knew that the ending was near for him. At this point, can we appreciate the show for capturing a breakdown so perfectly? Can we also appreciate Julia Schlepfer's acting? Because I feel like this combination resulted in simply the best scene in the Yellowstone universe, ever. Like, I'm still getting chills even thinking about her attack on him. To me, he deserved even worse. But still, I'm glad Alexandra did what should have been done. The sad thing is, as expected, she got arrested for acting the way she did. And yes, her words on being assaulted did not resonate with the police officer at all. If there is one thing we learned from this show, it is the fact that you or your words have no value in America, unless you have money or position in society. Because when the boogie British lady came in and expressed that she was witness to the assault, only then the officers cared enough to listen to Alexandra and arrested the rapist man instead. So I guess there is still hope for America, despite everything. The good thing is, the British family offered a helping hand to Alexandra. The bad thing is, it is already too late. Because Alexandra had to go through unimaginable things already. And yes, we can see in her eyes that she is contemplating her decision to come to the US in the first place. On top of all these, there is tiredness. I mean, I can't be the only one whose Heath Simple shattered when Alexandra took off her shoes and looked at the bruises on her heel. I know, we are coming to the end of the series, but I still cannot believe how much she had to endure simply to reach Spencer. I mean, yes, as her roommate said, mothers can endure anything. But how much is too much, even for a mother? Well, based on what we know about the upcoming episode titled The Mountain Teeth of Monsters, Alexandra will find slight peace with the British family. However, it won't last for long because they will learn that she is pregnant and want to get a hold onto her baby instead of letting Alexandra to go to Montana. Since Alexandra has no money, and the winter continues to block the roads, she will have no place to run to, and this will drive her to the ultimate edge, to the point of even contemplating unaliving herself, despite the fact that she had a baby inside. Honestly, to me, it's a miracle that she even made this far. But let me know what you think about her journey. Unfortunately, Alexandra's story is not the only tragedy that unfolds in the second season of 1923. In episode 4, we also saw the father Renaud slowly but gradually reaching Teonna. Teonna is already on the run, and her journey caused her to be separated from her lover, Pete. Of course, she was far from happy with the situation, as she questioned why they will always have to be the ones who are on the run. And this is a foreshadowing for what will happen in the next episode, as she will have had enough of running. Instead, she will decide to face the priest, despite her father's resistance. Here is what is expected to happen. Mamie Fawcett will find the body of Pete, whom we saw being killed by the priest at the very end of episode 4. She will quickly figure out that the priest is the one who is responsible for the crime. Then, she will find Teonna and her father, letting her know that her lover is being killed. This will break Teonna completely. Despite Mammy's offer for protection, she will escape and plan an attack on the priest, deciding that she can run away only so far. And this will lead Teonna to kill the priest in the end. Do you think Teonna should keep running, or is it time to cut things short and have a face-off already? Let me know what you think. By the way, finally Mammy found Spencer, a scene that we were highly expecting since the first time we laid eyes on the trailer for the season. But let me ask you, am I the only one who was extremely disappointed by this encounter? Rumors around this meeting were much more glorious and exciting than the actual encounter itself, because the only thing they did was to call Montana. That was it. Like, this is something Spencer could have done by himself. I don't think Mammy contributed to Spencer's journey, not one bit. In fact, I have to admit that the entire character of Mammy Fossette is a disappointment so far because she does not do anything. Her contribution to the storyline of the show is literally zero so far. Like, imagine removing her character from the season completely. Is anything changed? Well, no. She is a random side character with little to no personality other than being a woman marshal. And every scene we have with her is a social commentary on her being a woman marshal at that time. Like, okay, we got it. It was interesting and novel at first, I admit it. But as of episode 5, it feels redundant and a bit didactic. Let's normalize not writing characters into stories just to make a social commentary. Let's normalize making sure that our characters have actual personalities that make them unique. Am I right? Leave me a thumbs up emoji if you agree with me on this. Since Mammy was quite useless, there hasn't been any improvement in Spencer's story as well. The only thing is, the Marshal of Montana is afraid that Spencer is returning to the state. He basically warned Spencer not to return to home. He openly said that his arrival would end up in war. And Spencer did not care, not one bit. Yes, Montana is not the home he left, but he is ready to face the new reality of the state. And Marshall immediately left to let the Duttons know that Spencer is on his way, which will brighten the Duttons' day in episode 6. While Spencer witnesses yet another tough train ride, the Duttons will get ready to welcome him home. Spencer will meet a woman in the train who will be in need of food, and he will try to help her, which will be a scenario that does have parallels with Alexandra's suffering in her own journey. And at the end of episode 6, we will see Spencer setting a foot at Montana at last. I mean, he has been on the road enough already. Let this man meet with his family at last. Am I right? Don't worry, I did not forget Banner and his ruthless approach to the poor S-worker's body. He basically dropped the body from a cliff saying, just like that, problem disappears. From his outfit to his mannerisms, it was clear that he was turning into a mirror to Donald. And this will bring the ending of him very soon. In episode 6, he will get ready to form an army to fight Spencer, as he will get the news of him returning to home. And yes, by the end of episode 6, it will be difficult for us to differentiate Banner from Donald, as he will also sell his soul to the devil. For more weekly updates on 1923, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.